Good morning and welcome aboard the Jacksonville Zoo and Gardens Railroad. For your safety, please remain seated with your head, arms, legs, and especially your feet inside the train at all times. Children must be seated in the middle of the seat or on the left hand with an adult sitting on the right. For the safety of our animals, please do not drop or throw anything from the train or attempt to feed the animals at any time. And as always, please remember that there is no smoking, vaping, or tobacco use of any kind permitted anywhere in the zoo. With all these things in mind, all aboard. Our next stop will be at the back of our zoo at our Trout River Station. The Jacksonville Zoo is home to approximately 2,000 animals representing more than 280 different species. First on the left, we have our warthogs. We have a male named Chico and a female named Acacia. Warthogs can grow up to 240 pounds, and in the wild, their upper tusks can reach 9 inches long. The tall gray and white birds to the left are Waddle Cranes. They are the largest and rarest species of crane found in Africa, standing 6 feet tall with an average wingspan of 8 feet across. The next long enclosure is our cheetah run. Here we have 2 young males named Steve and Rojo. An adult cheetah can reach 7 feet long and weigh up to 130 pounds. Cheetahs are the fastest of all the land animals, capable of short bursts of speed of up to 70 miles per hour with an average speed of 40 miles per hour. Unlike most cats, cheetahs do not retract their claws, which gives them greater traction and turning capabilities. And they also do not instead communicating with birds like chirps, clicks, purrs, and moans. They are among the heaviest of the flying birds, weighing in at 40 pounds. Despite their ability to fly, they are mostly ground dwellers. Their name literally means bird that walks. Now approaching the African belt area, where we keep animals native to the plains of Africa, including our southern white rhinos. This species has been on display at our zoo since 1967. Our male rhino, Archie, has fathered more than a dozen offspring and currently shares this space with our 2 females, Gabriella and Condi. A mature white rhino can weigh 2 to 3 tons. Their horns are made of tiny strands of keratin, which is also found in human hair and fingernails. If the horn gets broken or damaged, it can regrow. The tall brown antelope with the white stripes on their backs are greater hoodoo. They are the second tallest of the African antelope species, reaching 5 feet at the shoulder. Males have spiraling horns that can reach up to 4 feet long. We also have a North African ostrich named Jack. An adult ostrich can stand 6 to 9 feet tall and weigh 2 to 300 pounds. They have 2 toes on each foot and can kill a predator with a single kick. They cannot fly, but they can run at speeds of up to 40 miles per hour. You can tell that Jack is a male by his black and white feathers. Females will have brown and gray or brown and tan feathers. The building to the left is our rhino barn. The barns you'll see on this tour and throughout the zoo are where we keep our animals overnight or during very severe weather. Past the rhino barn, you'll see some fencing that protects some of the more skittish animals from the noise of the train, like coffee and zebra. You can get a better look at these animals from the African boardwalk. Up to the left, we have our elephant plaza, where you can find birds, bats, and some of Africa's most dangerous snakes, including the African rock python and Egyptian cobra. You can also see our African bush elephants here. We have 2 females named Sheena and Condi, and 1 male named Ali. Ali stands about 10 feet tall at the shoulder and weighs just below 12,000 pounds. He was donated to our zoo back in 1997 by the late Michael Jackson. An elephant's trunk serves several purposes, including smelling, feeling, and bringing food to their mouths. It's strong enough to pick up a 1-ton log and yet sensitive enough to pick up a single grain of rice. The large building to the left is our elephant and giraffe barn. Just outside the barn is our elephant restraint device. This device allows the keepers and veterinarians to perform checkups on our elephants from a safe and secure environment. Past the elephant and giraffe barn, we have our giraffe exhibit. It's its our 7 reticulated giraffes. The word reticulated means marked like a net and refers to the pattern covering the giraffe's entire body. We have 1 adult male named Duke and 5 females, Raja, Naomi, Spock, Luna, and Fiji. We also have 1 young male giraffe that has not yet been named. We've had a grand total of 39 giraffes born in our zoo's history. 16 of them have been fathered by Duke, who you can tell apart by his darker coloration. Across the exhibit, you can see our giraffe overlook, where you can get a closer look at the tallest of the land animals, and even feed them for a small fee of $2. You can view our succulent garden to the left as we approach the award-winning exhibit, Range of the Jaguar. We have room for up to 10 jaguars. We are currently housing 5. We have 3 females named Anka, Saucy, and Zinta, and 2 males named Tuco and Saban. The building with all the piping is the back of our Lost Temple, where you can find reptiles, amphibians, sloths, the South American fruit bat, and the smallest monkey in the world, the pygmy marmoset. The long, low building to the left is the night quarters for the animals in the River's Edge exhibit. Here you can find the giant anteater, howler monkey, squirrel monkey, bear, zebra, and capybara. Off in the distance to the left, you can see the netting of our Emerald Forest Aviary, which is home to our giant river otters, as well as various birds, turtles, and fish. And if you get hungry, you can stop for a bite to eat at our Palm Plaza Cafe or Village Sweet Shop. Next up to the left, we have our Australian adventure, where we keep herds of marsupials native only to the continent of Australia. First on the left, we have our Tamar wallabies, a smaller cousin of the kangaroo. They can stand about 2 feet tall. Their young are called joeys and will spend the first 6 months of their life in their mother's pouch. The Australian adventure also contains a cassowary exhibit as well as a Lauren apiary. The building to the left is an extra holding area for our many bird species in our zoo. And just past it on the left is our Save the Frogs exhibit. As we approach the Trout River Station, please remain seated with your hands and feet inside the train until we come to a safe and complete stop. Station is at the back of our zoo, closer to our Land of the Tiger, Range of the Jaguar, Australian Adventure, 4D Theater, Wildlife Carousel, Kids Play Park, 2 of our restaurants, and 2 of our gift shops. It is now safe to exit through the wooden gate at the rear of the train. Thank you for riding and enjoy the rest of your visit at the Jacksonville Zoo and Gardens. Good morning and welcome aboard the Jacksonville Zoo and Gardens Railroad. For your safety, please remain seated with your head, arms, legs, and especially your feet inside the train at all times. Children must be seated in the middle of the seat or on the left-hand side with an adult sitting on the right. For the safety of our animals, please do not drop or throw anything from the train or attempt to feed the animals at any time. And as always, please remember that there is no smoking, vaping, or tobacco use of any kind permitted anywhere inside the zoo. With all these things in mind, all aboard! Our next stop will be at the front of our zoo at our main campus station. As we leave the station, you can wave goodbye to our dockmaster on your right. The Jacksonville Zoo was originally founded in 1914 and moved to its present location in 1924. It sits on 120 acres, over 90 of which have been developed along the scenic Trout River. The train you're currently riding on is the Victoria. The Victoria is a replica of a Uganda Express train used in Africa during the 1800s. To the right, we have our Asian bamboo gardens. You can enter the gardens through the boom gate. You don't you'll find the Lotus and Koi Pond separated by the Weeping Tree Bridge. The silver roof building overlooking the gardens is our Orchid Pavilion. Further back in the zoo, we have our Komodo Dragon exhibit, as well as our Land of the Tiger exhibit. Around the bend, you can look to the left and see our Pelican Pond and the back of our play park where children can walk through a maze, plan a wild playground, and visit the petting zoo featuring our West African pygmy goats. Just outside the play park, we have our Children's Wildlife Carousel and our 4D theater experience. The building on the right is our animal hospital. This is where our animals go to be treated if they are sick or injured, as well as where new animals are quarantined before being introduced to the rest of our population. The only animals that do not come here are the elephants, rhinos, and giraffes, as they are too large. Instead, their neighbors and veterinarians visit them in their exhibits. The tall netted structure coming up on the left is the back of our Tuxedo Coast exhibit, home to our Mid-Atlantic penguins. It can be reached through the play park. Is our animal diet kitchen, also known as the Commissary. This is where the meals are prepared for our animals each day. Our nutrition team puts together over 300 diets for all the different species in our zoo. Over the tall green wall to the left, we have our great ape sloop. To the immediate left is our western lowland gorilla exhibit. Here we have 7 gorillas, 3 males and 4 females, sharing their exhibit with a small group of colobus monkeys. Other animals you can find in the great ape sloop include the Siamese, lemurs, mandrills, and bonobos. The Jacksonville Zoo is one of only 7 zoos in the country to house the bonobo. The green pillared buildings coming up on the right make up our education campus, where we have a variety of classes, outreaches, after dark programs, and safari sleepovers. If you're interested in any of these programs or zoo membership, check with our guest relations office at the front of our zoo, or look online at jacksonvillezoo.org for more information. To the left, we have our Manatee Critical Care Center that allows us to rehabilitate injured manatees before returning them to the wild. Also on the left, we have our Wild Florida Loop, where we keep animals native to our state, including the North American black bear, Florida panther, and bobcat. The first exhibit on the left contains our sandhill crane, Ahab. Sandhill cranes are the most abundant of all the crane species in the world. Ahab shares its exhibit with a small group of Chilean poodles, the smallest member of the deer family. The Wild Florida Loop also contains a reptile and amphibian house, and just outside of it is our North American alligator pit. Next up to the left, we have our Coyote exhibit. We currently have 2 male Coyote pups. The scientific name for a coyote literally translates to barking dog. Around the bend, you can look to the left and see our bald eagle exhibit. Here we have 2 eagles, a female named Casina and a male named Titus. They were both injured in the wild and could no longer fly to the Jacksonville Zoo table, thanks to some special permits issued by the federal government. As the eagles through the bamboo to the left, you can see our whooping cranes, George and Martha. They were hatched in 2006 as part of the Whooping Crane Recovery Project. To the right, we have our Birds of the River Valley. This aviary can be reached from the front of our zoo. And the structure on the left is our bobcat exhibit. Bobcats get their name from their short bobtails. We have 2 females named Tess and Pilani. As we round the final bend, you can see our Amber leopard exhibit to the left. Amber leopards are the most endangered of all the big cat species. We have a male named Nikolai and a female named Makari. As we approach main camp station, please remain seated with your hands and feet inside the train until we come to a safe and complete stop. station is at the front of our zoo. Go straight to our lion exhibit, Stingray Bay, Africa Loop, Wild Florida Loop, Giraffe Overlook, and our main entrance when I'm on Boston Gift Shop. Before you leave today, make sure you check out your photos at the kiosk near the entrance to our zoo and stop by our gift shop for a souvenir on your way out. It is now safe to exit to the rear of the train where our dockmaster is standing. Thank you for riding and enjoy the rest of your visit.